Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I'll be looking at the photo mode in Red Dead 2 and giving some practical examples of how you can use the settings to create mood, atmosphere and colour effects. Okay, so let's have a look at the first shot. So we're in one of the larger towns and the sun is setting, so let's try to use that to our advantage. Now, the first thing I've noticed is how the character's eyes are obscured by the shadow created by his hat. So we'll use that once we get the composition right. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Now let's see how the filters affect the atmosphere. Most of these filters add grain or a vignette or some kind of blurring around the edges. So I think we'll go for a black and white one, with maybe a little bit of a hint of a sepia or a brown tint. Yeah, I think I like that one. Now, I think we just need to do some minor adjustments to contrast, exposure, and the blurring, like the focal range. Done, so quite a simple shot. Okay, that's done. Now, you can see what I was saying about the eye line. It's completely engulfed in shadow, which adds a sense of mystery to the character. So I'm pretty happy with that one. So let's move on to shot 2. Right, you've caught me in the middle of a rat catching mission. So, let's use this dark interior combined with the bright sunlight streaming through the window. This is a good example of side light. Side light does two things. It illuminates one side of the subject and at the same time it creates a deep shadow on the other side. I would recommend this effect if you want to create a filmic style for your shot. A lot of classic cinema uses this method as it creates a sense of mood and mystery, and it does look pretty cool as well. Right, we're about done with the composition. Let's make a few adjustments. I think I like that filter. It's, again, after the filter and the composition, we just need to change contrast, exposure, just to intensify the shadows to get it to the right level. And that is the shot I ended up with. A nice kind of candid portrait in a sort of classic style with some moody side lighting. Okay, so on to shot 3. So we're in another urban environment with some nice smoky chimneys in the background. I decided to make the character have a little cigarette as to sort of blend in with the background smoke effects. Now I've gone up to the rooftop for this one to make it easier to silhouette the character, because at street level you've got to deal with a lot of other factors. When you go high, you rise above all that kind of clutter and it lets you use the clean palette of the sky to silhouette the character. Now it's just a case of finding the right focal depth and composition. There's no right or wrong way to frame it, it's all about context and what you're trying to say. For me, I usually frame to the side, allowing some space for a background to be featured prominently. Okay, so I'm happy with that framing. Now just some adjustments to the contrast and exposure just to get the balance of the silhouette about right. And that is the shot I ended up with. A nice strong silhouette with lots of smoking going on. Looks pretty good, I think. Okay, now on to the final shot. So we've been to the barbershop, as you can see, and we've headed out for some country air. And we found a nice little tree that has a red tint on it, and it gave me a bit of an idea. So again, framing wise, I'll try to put the character to one side and get a little bit of a balance with the background. Now the red tree gave me the idea of using the filter that turns green objects into red objects. Like so. Thus creating a really vibrant and colourful red autumnal feel. For me, the image doesn't need a lot more work than that. The filter is doing the majority of the work. Maybe a small tweak to contrast again and some of the settings, but it looks pretty good already, I'd say. That's the shot I ended up with. Lots of red, lots of colour, very sort of snaps out at you, very interesting. Well, thanks for watching. I hope it's been useful. You've got some tips along the way. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.
You're an idiot!
You wanna die today?